Alright guys, we're going to put this Snowking snowblower on the lift and then have a look at it. Sometimes we look at them first, right? I got the brakes on the lift, but I don't know if it's going to stay. Come on. I kind of wished it was summertime because I could wash this off. It's icky. But anyway, Tecumseh motor, Craftsman. Now, just this month, Sears went out of business in Canada. So you can't buy Craftsman in Canada anymore. Just remind you and our friends out there in the world. So, Craftsman 2, Snowking, bigger, probably, I don't know what size of horsepower that is. 6 to 8, I'm just guessing right now. It's got electric start, which is nice. It's got oil in it. I think it's just been sitting too long. So now I'm going to just have a look at the fuel. Okay, so my estimation is this stuff's been sitting for 3 or 4 years. Well, let's just get that fuel out of there. Gas line off the bottom of the tank and drain the fuel out of the tank. So pretty easy to do. I'll come back when I get that. Alright, change of plans. Gotta do this right, eh? That looks like a 3/8. Might as well just take this gas tank right off of here and swish it and clean it. Alright, let's go to the bench. Okay, I'm just getting the rest of the interesting things out of here. It's pretty good. Just going to put a little bit of clean gas into there. You guys have seen me clean gas tanks out before. Okay, I'll come back in a bit. Alright, now I'm taking the cover off of the heater box. They call this. What happens is the muffler heats the area up around the carburetor so the snow that's flying in the wind doesn't clog off the carburetor. There. Holy! I got a hunch that this has been sitting so long that the carburetor's plugged. So I'm not going to fool around, I'm just going to go for it. Key, choke arm. Oh, I tell you, this stuff's been sitting around for years. It's one more. Dirty dog. Pulls off of here, maybe. There it is. Oh, man. Alright, I'll show you what we got going on now. So we've probably got a carburetor that needs to be cleaned. So we'll take off the primer bulb, and I'm going to disconnect the carburetor from the engine up here, and we'll leave the intake on, and we'll hopefully be able to just clean this carburetor by just disconnecting the one linkage from the governor. You can see it right there. So I'm going to get a little scratcher. And we're going to just put a little scratch on that. Like that. You get that? So just those 2 bolts on the intake, they're a Torx, and I'll be right back. Let's zoom in on that and see if you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Good, nice rubber gasket, still alive. Okay, now we need a pair of pliers to take the gas line off. Look at that, the clamp for the fuel broke. Whoa! Okay, and there we go. Carburetor. It's got the it's a newer style primer hole, but the idle jet is not adjustable. That's really quite interesting. So let's get this carb off of here. Probably a 1/2 inch. You know, I never even tried to start this carburetor because I was afraid of sucking gas into the main body of the carb, but it looks like we're looking good here. Just a bit of varnish, eh? This is a lot like a lawnmower carburetor, actually. Well, Tecumsehs don't vary much. That's why my favorite part of the Tecumseh is the carburetor. Okay, so let's get another tray. We'll just put these parts into the tray that we're not using. And we're just going to clean this up. And I'm going to take the intake manifold off this because I want to get at the 2 little idle jets. 7/16. Good. Very, very good. Now there should be little tiny holes in the throttle. That's the throttle. Wide open, closed, idle, wide open, idle, right? And in the side there are 2 or 3 holes. I'll just have to have a look here. There's 3. Everything's pretty clean. I use my bent nozzle, right? And we'll just not bad. Okay, the carburetor finally got it clean. I had to take all of the attachments off, and here's the 1 idle circuit. I hope you can, I'll hold this open, hold my lips right. Did you see let's see, on your right, I believe, you'll see a spray. "45 minutes of fooling around just so I could show you a little squirt out of a tiny hole." All right, let's put this carburetor back together. It's not going to be hard. I never even checked the engine for a spark. Okay, let's get everything out of here and we'll clean this up. All right, I'm just checking the spark plug. This is just after I took it out. It looks actually pretty good. Just enough heat on there, but not too much carbon. So I'm just going to clean it up and then check for a spark. And there we go. So now I'm putting the seat and the float into the needle and the float into the seat. Boo, boo, boo. The float pin holds the float in place. And I can tell right away that it's set at the right height. Squirt some goodness through there. Yeah, it's good. It's almost like somebody has rebuilt this carburetor before, guys. Good. I'm happy. I want to rinse my hands one more time and then we'll just stick it back on the machine. Alright guys, the intake manifold to the carburetor. We're back onto that same hole from the governor. We cleaned the carburetor. Looks a lot better. And I'm just going to put the cover back on that had that shut-off wire on it. And I'll be right back when I get that on. So we're all back together. Choke knob, on-off switch, screws to hold the heater box, screws there, and none of these are stripped out. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but so now we're going to put the gas tank back on and then fire it up. Okay, let's throw a little gas in.
Number 1 fuel with stabilizer. No, I don't sponsor anybody. Now, if Silverado, Chevrolet Silverado or Ford F-150 were to sponsor me, that might be different.
Okay, we're just waiting for that to trickle through and I'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay, we're back. I'm going to cheat and I'm going to use the AC. I'm just going to turn it over quickly first, turn it off. Okay, so now we're going to go to 3/4 throttle, full choke. Let's prime it until it leaks a little bit. Should leak. Now let's find out. It's the nerve-wracking part. It just doesn't get any better than that. All right, guys, that's it for today. I'm going to finish servicing the unit tomorrow. So that last little bit was I just had to know if the drive worked, and it does go back and forth. So now a service tomorrow.